Welcome to the Week 4 newsletter for the Abernathy Fantasy Football League. I'm your host and your commissioner. All right, let's take a quick look at the game of the week, if we can really call it that. It was the closest game here. We had 82.62 from the Soulish Gingers, and the Lopes come in with the first win of the season with 87.4 points. So it was the closest game, so it qualifies as the game of the week. By no means was it the highest scoring game. We had several much higher scoring games than that. Take a quick look at some of them. Yours truly, Twin Terror, 173. Gaston's Tavern, 107. Tyreek Hill, 44. Man, that was a beast of a performance. Gaston's Tavern just couldn't match that. But still, 107. He would have beat those other two teams in the game of the week, right? All right, we also have Steel Panther here, 134. Patriots, 152. Two very high-scoring offenses. We got Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin for the Panthers. Great performances there. And the Patriots had, solid double-digit scoring from most of their team. Very tough matchup there. Nice scoring. All right, the Cowboys and the Diva Daughters. Cowboys scored 88-05, and the Diva Daughters 106, so it wasn't a close game by any stretch. And Diva Daughters got Cordarrelle Patterson. I won't be able to explain that, but hey, ride that horse as long as he's running. All right, we have disappointing lack of a starting lineup for the Electric Eagles. 0 points and a $5 penalty fee for not starting the lineup. All right, Chuck had 130, so even had the Eagles started lineup, I'm not sure if it would have been enough. I guess we could go look and everything, but it's all moot point now. So give Chuck a cheap win. Thanks, Nick. All right, password is Taco. Kyle coming back with the 2-2 record now, overcoming the Shaps 108-93. Thomas is down, 1-3, tied with the defending champion Lopes, I guess, in record there. So overall, the password is Taco has a little bit of it's either hit or miss on there. You got Rogers and Barkley just went off. And then the rest of the team, not so much. Shaps had mediocre performances most of the team, but not enough to outscore Password as Taco this week. All right, before we take a look at the league standings, I want to show everybody how to look at the accounting reports, and this is how you get to it. Go up here to Reports, hit Franchise, then go down to Accounting. And that'll bring up the accounting report. There are two versions of it here. You have the summary and the detailed. Right now we're looking at the detailed, and this is the summary. Now the summary has the nice little pretty picture there, of course, and it has just the debits and the credits. It doesn't tell you what the debits and credits are for, but it gives that and the balance for everybody. Now if you go to the detailed, it will show you what each one of them is for. For example, here it's a debit of $1 for the week 3 loss, a credit for a week 4 win, and so on and so forth. Now, Electric Eagles is one of the teams that may have a few extra listings. For example, they have a $2 debit for the week 4 low score of 0 points. That tends to happen when you don't start a lineup. Oh, and they also have a $5 penalty fee for not starting a lineup week 4. But they also have credit for week 1 and week 2 wins, so that helps offset their overall losses, brings a total of $7. So everybody can go through here and see it. For example, the Patriots here have a $4, they're down $4, even though their record is 2-2, and that's because they have 2 low scores, week 1 and week 3, low scores for the league, weekly scoring. So yeah, that could take you down pretty quick over the season. So if you look at let's see, Chuck here, Lightning Storm, he's got a $6 balance. He's sitting tall now. He's all right. He has one weekly high score, but a perfect record will help you pad that positive. So all right, if you have any questions with any of the debits, credits, or how this is going to work in the end, let me know. Well, speaking of which, these are all balances are going to be tracked throughout the season, so don't worry about paying anything anytime soon. But if you ever do want to check out how you're sitting financially for the league, just go to look at the report. All right, let's take a look at the league standings here. In the oil division, it's all tied up top to bottom. 2-2 for Brent, Lee, Matt, and Kyle. Could be anybody's game. And look at the point. I mean, you got 529 to 391. So there's about 130 points separating top to bottom. But tied record all the way. Anybody's game, just like you're starting today. In the cotton division, we've got the Diva Daughters sitting 3-1 at the top. Steel Panthers and Electric Eagles, despite the Eagles not setting lineup, both sitting in the middle at 2-2. And the Lopes finally got a win. Who knows? This could be the turnaround they've been waiting for, I guess. We'll see. All right, in the cattle division, we've got Line of Storm still undefeated at 4-0. Me following behind at 2-2. Then the Shafts and the Soulless Gingers sitting at 1-3. And scores here range from 599 for myself. Chuck has 568. And then Shafts and Soulless Gingers 458 and 435 respectively. So we're starting to see how the divisions are lining out, except for the first one there with everybody tied in. So it's all going to settle in the end. All right, let's take a quick look at coming week's matchups here. Let's see. Preview of the potential game of the week has Lightning Storm 4-0 going against Gaston's Tavern, sitting at 2-2. Even though Brent hadn't set his lineup yet, it shows potential points of 119.28 to 117.3. Very tight game, potentially, projection-wise. Should be an interesting game to watch. Got some great names there. All right, the next matchup we have here is Twin Terror versus Electric Eagles. And yes, I will make sure that Nick gets a lineup set, even though he hadn't set one yet. Kind of hard for me to do a prediction here because it doesn't have anything from last week to base it off of. But it's showing me as a potential of 125.91. So I don't expect a loss for myself. However, I did lose to Soulless Gingers even after Christian McCaffrey went down, so I can't promise anything nowadays. All right, Lopes and Patriots. We got a game here a little bit, 106 to 119. It doesn't look good for the Lopes. Another rough day at the office, and look at that look from Sam Darnold. God almighty, that's a horrible picture. He needs to have that shit changed someday. God almighty. Patriots got a projection of 119, so we'll see how this one turns out. All right, Shafts. Thomas hadn't set his lineup yet, but it's no problem. We can take a look. Diva Daughters at 109. And we've got the Shafts at 115. So only a 6-point difference here, and that could go any way. We got the 1-3 Shafts, though, so he definitely needs that win. And Diva Daughters sitting at 3-1. It's pretty strong themselves. All right, we got the 2-2 Cowboys and the 2-2 Steel Panthers. Help differentiate that those divisions there in the scores. It's showing 125 for the Cowboys, 120 for the Steel Panthers. That's pretty good scoring game, pretty tight matchup there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. All right, neither Kyle nor Alan have set their lineups yet, but since they did last week, we can get us a preview. Kyle's at 114 and Allen at 104. So, of course, that's just potential points that is based off previous lineups. We'll see how that one turns out. Both of them definitely could use a win in their divisions. All right. Well, that's all I got for this week. As always, if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to know more about, just ask. Peace.